Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Before this, let me ask you one question: whether you have seen the movie called one minute, Rise of the Planet of Apes? చూసారమ్మా ఈ మూవీ?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So can you see this YouTube screen?
Yes, sir.
So let me watch this for 50 seconds. సినిమా చూపిస్తున్నాను అనుకోద్దాము. Can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
Right. You watch it up to 40 seconds. At 40 seconds, I will tell you what this ape is doing. See here. Amma, can you see the screen? Amma, can you see the screen?
Sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, what this ape is doing?
Changing coins from one stick to another stick, sir.
Yeah,
Engine discs.
she's playing with she's playing a game, right?
Yes, sir.
So how many sticks it is having? How many pegs? We call it as pegs. How many pegs are there?
3, sir.
3. And you can observe that there are some discs over here. How many discs are there?
3, sir.
Observe carefully. Yeah, how many discs are there?
4, sir.
4 discs. Right. So that particular ape is playing the Towers of Hanoi game. Is it clear? See how fast it is playing. Right. Right. So how many pegs are there?
3 threads, sir.
Peg అంటే nothing but tower. You can assume it as a tower. How many towers are there?
3.
3. Right. We have 3 pegs. So what that ape is doing? It is placing the discs from one peg to another peg, and it is moving from one peg to another peg. That we will see, right? How many discs are there?
4, sir.
4. Right. So that's why I have shown that video. All these things I will explain you. Don't worry, right? So this Towers of Hanoi is also called as Towers of Lucas, or it is also called as Towers of Brahma also. Not Brahma, Brahma. Right. It is also called as Towers of Brahma. Right. Here I should explain you a history for this Towers of Hanoi. So in olden days, in India there exists a temple where we have 3 diamond discs. How many diamond discs are there?
3, sir.
3, right? And there exists golden plates that are placed over this disc. Just give me 1 minute of time. Let me take a water. Right. Are you there?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Sir,
So why this Towers of Hana is called as Towers of Lucas means Towers of Luca. Edward Lucas is the scientist who has invented this Towers of Hana. He has identified that this is a mathematical problem and he has given the solution for this one. That's why it is called as Towers of Lucas also. Why it is called as Towers of Brahma means there is some saying or there is some story that is going around in India that in a temple there exists three diamond poles and on one pole we call this as source peg or source pole, right? And this is destination peg. What is this one? Destination. And what about the third one? It is called as auxiliary peg. Auxiliary means secondary. That means whenever we take help of some other people, then we call them as auxiliary, right? So you have auxiliary memory in the computer. What is that one? What do you mean by auxiliary memory?
Secondary memory.
Secondary memory, right? So we have primary memory, and other than that, we are taking the help of the auxiliary memory. That means we are taking the help of secondary memory. So in the similar way, we have three pegs. One peg is named as source peg, the second peg is named as destination peg, and the third peg is auxiliary peg, right? So why it is called as Towers of Brahma means in a temple we have three diamond poles and we have 64 discs of different sizes on the source peg. How many discs are there? Golden discs. How many discs are there? 64 discs. Are you there?
yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you please give me the response. ఎందుకంటే నాకు నెట్ కనెక్ట్ అయిందా డిస్కనెక్ట్ అయింది తెలియట్లేదు అందుకని. Right. So just say yes, yes, and that's it. So there are three on the source peg. We have 64 golden discs of different sizes. Not all the discs are of same size; they are of different sizes, right? So there exists a priest here. So this particular game has been implemented to improve the intelligence of the particular priest. Right? ఈ priest యొక్క intelligence ని పెంచడానికి ఈ game పెట్టారమ్మా. The same thing what you have seen in the video also in the Planet of the Apes. What that particular Caesar, I think, right? What that ape is doing? She has three pegs and she has four discs and she keeps on playing it and she will move all the four discs from the source peg to the destination peg. Right? Why, sir? If I move all the pegs from the source peg to destination peg, do you say that I am intelligent? It's not the case. There are some rules in this particular game. By basing or by following those rules, you have to move all the discs from the source peg to the destination peg. So if you are able to successfully move all the pegs from the source peg to the destination peg by making use of those rules, then they feel that the intelligence of that particular animal is somewhat improving, right? So coming back again to the Towers of Brahma. So there are 64 golden discs of different sizes on the source peg, and the priest, what he has to do is he has to move these 64 pegs from the source peg to the destination peg, right? And by following the rules, as I said that by following the rules, right? So this is the problem statement we have. We'll see what the rules are and what we should do and how we have achieved a simpler solution for this Towers of Hana. All these things we'll discuss. But right now, the priest task is to move all the 64 golden discs from the source diamond peg to the destination diamond peg, right? And assume that this is important. And assume that if the priest is successful in moving one disc from one peg to another peg, not only to the destination peg, right? So in order to move all these 64 discs from the source peg to the destination peg, he can take the help of auxiliary peg. That's the reason why we call it as auxiliary, right? So if the priest takes 1 second to move one disc from one peg to another peg, now listen, it's not from one source to destination. Even if the priest moves from one disc from source to auxiliary, it is also taking 1 second. So even if the priest is moving one disc from the auxiliary peg to the destination peg, it is again taking 1 second, right? So if the priest keeps on playing this game, the priest will be able to move all the 64 decks in the same manner to the destination peg. In how many years or in how many seconds he will take? Can anybody assume? Right. It will take around 585 billion years. How many years it will take to complete the task?
585 billion
5
years.
billion years.
Right. It is around 40 times the age of universe. Right. Some people are in some material, we will find that whenever we are successful in moving all these 64 disks from the source peg to the destination peg based upon the rules, then that is the end of the entire universe. Some people say like that. Don't know whether what is the genuinity of that particular statement, right? So this is how the Towers of Hanoi is being defined. This is the story that goes around this Towers of Hanoi. That's why we
సార్
call
ఇప్పుడు
it
సార్ ఇప్పుడు సూపర్ కంప్యూటర్స్ లో టవర్స్ ఆఫ్ అనే డిక్ 64 ఇస్తే సొల్యూషన్ చూపిద్దా సార్?
as
ఓకే సార్.
right. So this is how we define it as Towers of Brahma. We feel that Brahma is the creator, right? So when the priest is able to move all the 64 disks from the source peg to destination peg, that itself is the end of the universe. Some people say like that, right? But that is a story. We're not bothered about the story. And it is also called as Towers of Lucas. Why? Because it was named after the inventor. So Towers, Edward Lucas is a mathematical scientist. So Towers of Hanoi is a mathematical puzzle invented by a French mathematician, Edward Lucas, in the 1883. Right? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
The game starts with 3 pegs. Few pegs means only 3 pegs will be there. This is source peg, and this is destination peg, and this is auxiliary peg. And few disks are stacked in the increasing order of their size. So you can observe here that the last disk is the largest disk, and somewhat lesser, and this is somewhat lesser, and this is somewhat lesser. So this is disk 1, this is disk 2, and this is disk 3, and this is disk 4. Right? You can see the same set of diagram in the movie also, in the Planet of the Apes movie, right? She's playing with this Towers of Hanoi, which consists of 3 pegs and 4 disks, right? So the objective here is to transfer the entire tower to one of the other pegs with legal moves. Legal moves means we have to follow the rules. What are the rules means? The first rule is you can move only one disk at the top of the tower. Right? You cannot take the last disk or second disk. I want to take the second disk, so I cannot take it. Why? Because you can move only one disk which is on the top of the tower. This one only you can move. And the second one is you can move only one disk at a time. Right? So if I say that this is source and this is destination, go to the previous slide. And my objective is to move all the disks in the same order from source to destination. Somebody like me, what he will do is he will take all the 4 disks and he will just throw it like this. So I will get the solution. So that is not how you have to do. You have to move the disk using the legal moves, where the legal moves means you have to move only the disk at the top of the tower. You can move only one disk at a time. You cannot take 2 disks. You cannot take 3 disks. You have to take only one disk at a time. And the third one is you cannot place a disk on top of a smaller one. Right? So it is possible, or it is a legal move to place the smaller disk on the larger disk. Right? And you cannot place a larger disk on the smaller disk. This will not happen. So by following these 3 rules, so these are the rules of the game, or these are the rules of the puzzle. So by following these 3 rules, you have to move all the disks from the source peg to the destination. Is it clear up to this point? This is my objective.
Yes, sir.
Right. See here, how to solve the 4 pegs problem. Our 4 pegs kaadu, these are 4 disks. Right. So So I have 4 disks here. What I did is I have moved the disk 1 from source. This is auxiliary and this is destination. Right. So what I did, disk 1. Let me take this first disk, second, third, and fourth. This is step 1. Right. Let me take one simple example. This is source, auxiliary, and destination. Assume that I have only one disk here. I want to move this source to destination. How many steps I have?
Step, sir.
In number?
One step.
Only one step. You please move this larger disk and place it in the destination. Nothing to do. So if n is represent the number of disks. If n is equal to 1, how many moves?
One more, sir.
One more.
1. Let us take 2 disks here.
3 moves.
Right. So I place this smaller disk onto the auxiliary and I move. This is step 1. And I move the larger disk from source to destination. This is step 2. And I move the smaller disk from the auxiliary to destination. So how many steps we have? So if n is equal to 2, the number of
3.
moves is equal to 3. Let us take the 3. Step number. Give me the solution. That's it. How many moves you have to make? Anybody?
8.
So if n is equal to 3, so disk 1,
7, sir. 5.
disk 1 is moved from source to auxiliary or destination.
5, sir.
In number?
5.
5 is wrong answer.
9.
9 is wrong answer. Give anybody please give the answer. Try and at least whatever may be the result.
Sir.
In number?
7.
7.
7 is the correct answer. Right. Listen carefully. So these are disk numbers. Disk numbers. Right. These are not disk numbers. These are steps. Right. So in the first step, what I am doing is I am moving disk 1 from source to destination. This is source to destination. What is this one? It is disk 1. And in the second step, I am moving the disk from source to auxiliary. So this one is already moved to destination. Therefore, this becomes 2. This disk 2. Are you able to follow it or not?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So the disk 2 is moved from source to auxiliary. Okay. I have this 2 here. Now what I did is I moved the disk 1 from destination to auxiliary. This is disk 1. Right. Now do you have any disk here? No. Here we have disk 1 and disk 2. Right. Now what is the fourth step? Move the disk 3 from source to destination. Yes. This is disk 3. I have moved the disk 3 from source to destination. Right. Now I move the disk 1 from auxiliary to source. Okay. We remove this and place it here. Now, you have to move the disk 2 from auxiliary to destination. Right. Remove this and place it here. Now we have only one disk, that is move the disk 1 from source to destination. So I got the solution in how many steps?
7 steps.
7 steps. So if n is equal to 4, how many steps?
15.
15.
15.
If n is equal to 5,
31.
31, right? So the formula here is, if n is considered as the number of disks, the number of moves to move from source tower to destination tower by following the rules of the puzzle is 2 power n minus 1. So if I have one disk, it is 2 power 1 minus 1, that is 1. If I have two disks, 2 square minus 1, it is 3. If I have 3 disks, 2 power 3, that is 8 minus 1, 7, like that you go. So what about towers of Brahma? Towers of Brahma and how many?
64 minus 1.
Huh?
2 power 64 minus 1.
2 power
minus
64 minus. So if you calculate this one, you will get those many moves. And the priest has to move one disk in 1 second. If he is successful in moving one disk in 1 second, how many moves he has to perform? 2 power 64 minus 1 moves. That means 2 power 64 minus seconds he has to do it. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
So this Towers of Hanai puzzle is given to the priest to increase the intelligence of the priest. The same thing you can observe in the Planet of the Apes also. The ape is able to move the discs from one peg to another peg in a very quickest manner. By looking at this, you can observe in the video that the two scientists, they will be shocked and he keeps on running to other area, right? So that means they assume that the intelligence of that particular ape has been increased by solving the Towers of Hanai puzzle, right? Don't try it in your home. So this is how this Towers of Hanai is described, right? Is it clear?
Sir.
Yes, sir.
So we have two solutions for this. The Towers of Hanai can be solved by using the recursion, and it can be solved by iteration also, right? But recursion gives a very simple solution for this Towers of Hanai puzzle. By making use of recursion technique, you can solve this Towers of Hanai puzzle in a simple solution, right? Listen carefully. So what you have to do is, you move the top n minus 1 disk. There are only 3 steps in the recursion, right? The Towers of Hanai is a problem that is explained in the data structure subject, or whenever the recursion has to be explained, the recursion topic has to be explained, we will start the recursion with Towers of Hanai, or at least we will end it with Towers of Hanai. What is that we have discussed? What are the different programs we have discussed on the recursion topic? Can anybody?
Factorial.
Factorial.
Factorial, sir.
Fibonacci. All these things we have explained.
Prime number, sir. Print of n up to n.
Right. All these things we have. Right. So similarly, in order to explain the power of the recursion, we will explain the Towers of Hanai. So to know the power of recursion, you should know the how the Towers of Hanai has been solved using recursion in a simpler manner. Only 3 steps only, right? So what this is telling, I told that there are 3 pegs, which is called as source peg, auxiliary peg, and destination. So what he's explaining in the step 1 is, move the top n minus 1 disks from the source to the auxiliary tower, right? Listen carefully. It is source to auxiliary. So we have n disks. Let me take this 3 disks first. Right, this is source, this is destination, and this is auxiliary. Now, for example, what is the first step saying? I have to move the top n minus 1 disk from source to auxiliary. So how can I move from this n minus 1 and take these 2 disks, right?
2, sir.
So I have to move these 2 disks from source to auxiliary by following the rules. Don't forget the rules. We have to move the top disk only. You have to move 1 disk at a time. No smaller disk, no larger disk is placed on the smaller disk. You have to follow these 3 rules, and you have to place the top n minus 1 disk from the source to auxiliary. So n minus 1 disks మనకు solution ఉంటుందమ్మా. Is it right or not? So if I move the n minus 1 disk from source to auxiliary, do I have the solution to move n minus 1 disks or not?
Yes, sir.
I have the solution. Move the entry disk from source to destination. You move this one. Now the third step is move the n minus 1 disk from auxiliary to destination. I have a solution to move n minus disk from one peg to another peg. So you apply the same solution and you move these two disks from auxiliary to destination. Is it simple or not?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Somewhat
So,
simple, sir.
this particular solution can be applied to any number of disks. This particular solution can be applied to any number of disks with the above algorithm. So this is the power of recursion. So to explain the power of recursion, we keep on explaining. We means the faculty member or the faculty, right? They keep on explaining these towers of Hanay, right? Otherwise, it will be a very tedious task to give a solution for these towers of Hanay. By recursion, I'm just solving it in 3 steps. How many steps? Only 3 steps. Right. So this is how the puzzle is solved. See here. I have a function called solve. I have a function called solve. Right. And what is this n?
Number of disks.
Super. Number of disks. What is this one? SRC?
Source strings. String.
Source string or source tag.
Source tag, sir.
Source tower. What is this one?
Auxiliary tower.
Auxiliary.
Destination tower. So you remember the order of this one. The first one is number of disks, second one is source, third one is auxiliary, fourth one is destination.
Voice
So now
recording.
so you remember the order of these parameters. What is the first parameter? What is the first parameter?
Number of disks.
Number of disks, sir.
Number of disks. After that, the second parameter is source, the third parameter is auxiliary, fourth one is destination, right? If n is equal to 0, what do you mean by n is equal to 0? There are no disks. Do we need to do anything with the number of disks is 0? So you can just exit it. Else, else. So this is step 1, and this is step 2, and this is step 3. The previous thing, right? So what is step 1? Move the top n minus 1 disk from source to auxiliary. Are you able to listen to me?
Yes, sir.
Right. So I want to move the n minus 1 disks from source to destination, the source to auxiliary. Therefore, you can observe here that this is number of disks, this is source, and this becomes auxiliary now. Right. So you have to move n minus 1 disk from source to auxiliary by making use of the destination as the auxiliary peg. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So by solving this, I have a solution to move n minus 1 disk from one peg to another peg. So the second step says that you move the last disk from source to destination. Yes, I have moved it. And the third step is move the n minus 1 disks which are present on the auxiliary peg to the destination by making use of source as the auxiliary. So I have this solution already, n minus 1 solution on them. So you apply the same solution, just change the parameters. That's it. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is a simple algorithm for towers of Hanay puzzle using recursion. But as I told that the puzzle is well known to the students of computer science. since it appears in virtually any introductory text on data structures or algorithms. Right? So you take any data structures textbook or you take any algorithms textbook, this Towers of HANA is explained in terms of recursion. Right? And this we have explained. If the number of disks is 1, number of moves is 1. If the number of disks is 2, it is 3. Number of disks 3, number of moves 7. The number of disks is 7, 4. The number of moves is 5. Like that, it keep on increasing. And the formula is, if n is the number of disks, 2 power n minus 1 is the legal moves. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Right. So this is the end of Towers of HANA. Do you understood? Is it clear for the concept of Towers of HANA?
Yes, sir.